Designed with the driver in mind, the all-new Mazda CX-90 is the perfect blend of high-performance appearance and world-class refinement. Right now, get 0.9% financing on the all-new CX-90 at Baton Rouge's Mazda dealer. Team Mazda, a member of the Team Automotive Group.
That would be concerning and maybe set a precedent moving forward.
If you have plans to be outside, you might hit a couple of these little passing showers.
A drug bust and a few arrests made. Look at what they hauled in here.
Good morning. Happy Monday morning. Welcome to 9 News Now here on WAFB Plus.
Thanks so much for being with us as we begin another week here in South Louisiana. Gorgeous sunrise, which is kind of crazy when you think about for a lot of the viewing folks out there in our little part of the world. Yeah. They're not getting to see a lot of that because they got a dense fog advisory. How do I know? Because Steve has it right behind him right there. He's been talking about it all morning. But Baton Rouge, the city of, well, we're just kind of sitting in the middle of a donut.
Yeah, we've been fortunate so far this morning, so we're keeping an eye on it, Matt, no doubt about it. Dense fog advisory is in effect through 10 o'clock this morning for most of us. And there's a look at that shot once again, our Sky 9 view over downtown as seen from Port Allen, brought to you by Our Lady of Lake. Some light fog in the view, but nothing bad in Baton Rouge proper. However, we are surrounded by quite a bit of fog. Hammond, quarter-mile visibility, half-mile in Gonzales, Homa, Patterson, New Iberia, Lafayette, Opelousas, New Roads, all a quarter mile. So again, it's almost a complete ring around Baton Rouge with the fog. So we could still see some settle in over the next hour or so. Stay alert as you get out on the roads this morning. Fairly comfortable outside, anywhere from the mid-50s to mid-60s right now. So you might want some long sleeves briefly getting out the door. Baton Rouge 59, but as cool as 56 in New Roads, 55 in Macomb right now. Once any fog is out of here by mid to late morning, temperatures will warm up. 82 by noon, which is already a few degrees above our normal high. Highs again today hitting the upper 80s, partly cloudy. We will keep it dry. Let's give you a look at our fogcast, which does hang on to some fog here through mid-morning. That's 10 o'clock. By noon, it should be gone. The afternoon will be quiet. And then tonight, we keep an eye out. There could be some fog returning. I don't think it'll be quite as widespread, but there could still be some patches of dense fog as we head towards daybreak on Tuesday, and then by mid-morning on Tuesday, most of that is gone. The other story here, it's going to be very warm and mainly dry through the week ahead. We've got a bit of a dome of high pressure building overhead. Some rain to our west in Texas, not too far away. That's going to be staying out to our west. Let's update you on the tropics. We take you out into the Atlantic. Hurricane Tammy still spinning now just northeast of Puerto Rico. Also a little area low pressure just off the coast of Nicaragua that we're keeping an eye on. Tammy right now 80-mile-per-hour winds moving to the north. Going to turn to the northeast and then kind of bend back to the northwest. Late this week it'll become a non-tropical low as it gets closer to Bermuda Friday and Saturday. And then that low near Nicaragua given a 60% chance of development, but it's a brief window here the next day or so before it probably moves inland into Nicaragua. Not going to be a threat to us. Back here at home through the week, not feeling much like late October. Highs in the upper 80s to near 90 degrees. The mornings are actually going to trend a little bit warmer as well. Mainly dry right on into the weekend. I can't rule out a stray shower, especially on Wednesday, but mainly dry. Looking ahead, though, our next cold front could be moving in sometime around Halloween. So we've got some small rain chances early next week, and then what could be a pretty good cool down. Just have to get there next week. Time now, 7:06. Let's see, Johnny, we've had some fog around the area. How's that impacting traffic?
Well, I think our donut hole is closing in on the immediate Baton Rouge area just a little bit. Step out of the shot and kind of show you upper left corner, bottom right corner of your screen. You see Baton Rouge right in the middle. So it's getting a little bit more snug with regard to the fog. You can see that right here. The donut hole is closing in. Right now, though, a little hazy here at I-10, Essen Lane on-ramp. That's heading toward the 1012. Here's I-12 heading toward the 1012 this morning and all the way into the downtown area. Drive times are pretty good. From Gonzales, only 15, but Denham to Baton Rouge, about 20, holding its own at 20. We have seen 40 and 45 minutes before from Juban to the 1012. Right now, we're right about 20 minutes. 30 38-mile-per-hour speeds in some sections of that, and 4 minutes to the downtown area from the 1012. And again, a little haze, a little fog kind of rolling in here. Bridge traffic is moving well into and out of Baton Rouge on I-10 and US 190. I checked that just a few minutes ago. Well, we invite you every morning at 7 o'clock to switch over to WAFB Plus on Fire TV, Apple TV, Roku, and we give you a lot of programming onto the Plus, not the least of which a recap of our morning headlines, some of the more important things that we're watching for you that you might have missed. 9 News this morning. We do it from Studio B at 7:07. Back over to the studio and Matt and Liz.
Johnny, thank you. He mentioned it. We're just about everywhere, trying to make the news accessible and easy for you to kind of get a recap on. Today, we're keeping our eyes on a number of things, including the House Speaker race. Who is going to be the Speaker of the House? Right.
At this point, it's
3
like
weeks
raise
now?
your hand if you want to be. Okay, so we've gone through Steve Scalise. Didn't even get to a vote,
Nope.
of course. Jim Jordan, a few different votes and didn't get that magic 217.
Nope.
And so steps aside. This, of course, after now, what, a little bit more than like how many weeks
About
now since
3
Kevin
weeks
McCarthy
now.
has been ousted. 9 people, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7, 8, 9 people now throwing their name into the hat here to potentially be the next Speaker of the House. Will any one of them get the nod? As far as the Republicans, supposed to have a conversation, if you will, today, beginning today, about who's going to be perhaps the next nominee, and then would they be able to get that 217 in the full House? We have Representative Mike Johnson from Louisiana, one of those 9, but it still seems like a long way to go here.
And that's the purpose of this House Forum tonight. Can they agree on a candidate that will move them best forward to hopefully get that House Speaker elected? And as Matt mentioned, needing those 217 votes, because very pivotal role here. You've got the president who's promising aid to Ukraine, Israel. We've got a government shutdown looming in less than a month now. So a lot of things need to be dealt with here, but we can't do that until we have a House Speaker. So we'll keep eyes on that House Forum conversation tonight. We'll let you know who may appear to be the front runner here and when we could see a possible speaker elected.
Let's get you back into South Louisiana now. Unfortunately, some deadly crashes to talk about. This is a deadly crash, Plank Road, East Feliciana Parish, and just getting word about the identity of the person killed now.
Louisiana State Police actually letting us know the victim here, 17-year-old Morgan Johnson. She's from Ethel. She tells us that this actually happened. It was a deadly head-on collision. So she was actually heading towards Plank, on Plank there in the town of Clinton near the Idlewild Road curve. Apparently, she was heading north in her car, and then somehow she failed to turn and hit the center line, ended up hitting another person as well.
So that seems to be initially how this happened. The investigation obviously continues, and everything, it takes a little bit longer. Certainly if there is a death involved, we'll keep you updated there. But also this as well, a deadly crash in Livingston Parish, and now somebody arrested here as well. The 25-year-old Preston Pleasant arrested. What they say, according to troopers, is that he was on I-12, but his vehicle was stopped in the road, and then other vehicles tried to get around him. Not everybody did.
No, caused subsequent accidents after that, and so you've got a big wreck scene here. As we're talking about I-12 East there in Denham Springs, Louisiana State Police also investigating this one as well. We've reached out to find out the mugshot and charges. We're going to let you know once we get more details on both of these crashes.
24-year-old killed in that one.
Young.
Okay, so we were talking about how over the last, month plus, we've been talking about a burn ban in Louisiana. And then over the last week, 2 weeks, that kind of thing, you've had individual parishes lifting burn bans. You know, Steve was real quick to point out the weather situation, the drought situation, it's not improved. And so he's even surprised to see some of these bans being lifted. This is an Ascension Parish. This is a like a trash fire, that kind of thing that they say got out of control.
This was Saturday, right over the weekend, whereas you mentioned it's been dry in our part of the world, right? So when you talk about burning trash piles, you were told by local officials, even though the burn ban may not be out of place, that our parish has opted out of that, you still need to use your discretion about that. Because it's been so dry, you have situations like this. You might think burning an innocent trash pile might be nothing, and then it turns out to this, where you have first responders on the scene having to tackle that, and then having to worry about whether it could spread to other homes and areas. So please be careful here. Local fire departments also warning people just to use some caution and avoid burning things that you can hold off on burning for a little while, at least until we get some more rain.
Right, and it looks like that's going to be a little while. I want to let you know here as well, we talked about these crashes. This is that crash that grabbed the headlines Friday evening, and we'd mentioned it to you here again because that conversation and the investigation is continuing. Started with a shooting in downtown Baton Rouge, kind of mid-city.
An accident on Government in Mid-City.
Right, but it started with that shooting down there, and you see and the officers racing to that scene, right? And then this is the crash that happened on Government and South Foster. So what happened there with that shooting that's being investigated? What happened at the crash that took a life? Again, we mentioned it this morning because there's a lot of pieces here as it pushes forward.
People shooting at police officers as well. So they're calling it an officer-involved shooting at this time, on top of a separate crash investigation. A lot to follow, and we hopefully expect to learn some more details today.
So much going on. I want to let you know about this as well. Committee meeting to think about and talk about and move ahead with. Baton Rouge Police Chief, who's that going to be?
The special committee, of course, meeting today to figure out what are the questions we need to ask the candidates, who deserves an interview to move forward. The committee will meet again today. You're invited to that public meeting. We'll let you know what comes out of that as we have a reporter in that meeting. Also want to let you know, we got the November 18th general election right around the corner. Do you need to get all kind of good to go, registered to vote? Yeah. You should do that actually right now. You can do that until the what, the 28th? Yes, this Saturday is the deadline to do it. GoVote.com or easily as the GoVote app. Kelly Hubbard was talking about this morning. Cybersecurity Summit, drawing in business owners, IT experts, state agencies. It really is about putting our best foot forward when it comes to securing our private information. We saw that a cyber attack with the OMB. How many people were impacted? People had to freeze their credit. People had to change a lot of their passwords to things, right? So how can we prevent that from happening again, to not breach a database as big as a government agency like that? Well, that's why Louisiana State Police and another agency teaming up to make sure not only agencies but small business owners, you guys are protected too, because you're dealing with clients day in, day out. It's all about protecting your information and making sure your customers and clients are protected. More information waiting for you. And more right here. Let's go talk Tigerama, right? Yeah. So we want to go see the Golden Band from Tigerland. We want to go see the Golden Girls, the Color Guard, and more. Yes. They got a few concerts going on. The one this morning's already sold out. Yes. But tonight they got some stuff. Yes. Tuesday they got some stuff. They're going to be in New Orleans tomorrow, so if you can't catch them here in the capital city, well, you may go to the Sanger Theater tomorrow. They still have tickets for tonight at the LSU Student Union, and then they've got at the theater, and then tomorrow at the Sanger Theater. It's always a treat to watch them perform, whether it be at a game, guys, or whether it be live in concert. No doubt about it. Now we have the 2-week build up to the Bama game, right? The annual 2-week build up. Is Bama off this week as well? Yeah. They usually are, Yeah, they are. So the matchup is on. That's it. That's it. We will see. A lot going on in our part of the world ahead of that Saturday. We still have a whole week to go. Oh my gosh. Before next week. It's always the build up. Dense fog advisory. Hopefully it's going to burn off sometime soon here, huh? Yeah, most of it should be gone within a couple of hours. We'll see. We'll be back with you with another check of your weather, traffic, and news headlines in 10 minutes.
The winning play is the Buy Here, Sell Here event at the Team Automotive Group. Buy here and save on hundreds of certified and pre-owned vehicles. Or sell here and we'll pay you top value. Buy here or sell here and you'll be the winner at every location of the Team Automotive Group.